I have a tour guide showing me the temple.
Tour guide.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, so beautiful.
So next time, let me buy you drinks.
Okay, it's cool. She wants to treat me, guys. Well, I guess you're not hungry yet, right?
Yes.
She's not
I
hungry,
have
guys.
too much alcohol in my belly.
She went partying with her coworkers last night, so. All right,
Yeah.
what things on the menu would you like? You know, choose whatever you like.
We saw alcohols. Everything will be okay.
Alcohol, okay. Whoa, they brought it. Look at that. Look at this big luxury burger we got here. Chinese girl got the burger in front of her. Burger. Whoa. Yeah, all right, guys. So what you just saw is the part that everybody wants. The women, the fun foreign environment, the freedom, the version of life that looks like a movie. You want Danny's 12-year result, but you don't want to take the 90-day first step. You want the polished lifestyle, but not the uncomfortable beginning. Not the first teaching job, not the awkward job applications, not the first country choice, not the uncertainty, and not the identity shift that probably needs to take place. You want the coconut, the beach, the women, the ability to speak different languages overseas, but you don't want the first job, maybe the first awkward job that gets you overseas. So here's what's gonna happen. 12 months from now, you might still be in America watching overseas life content, or you're going to be on the ground overseas building evidence. There's no in between. Watching videos for another year is a decision. The fact is that passive consumption is very expensive. Every video you watch without taking action becomes another little hit of fantasy. It gives you the emotional feeling of movement without the risk of actual movement. And that's the drug. So staying neutral is not neutral. Staying neutral is choosing the same life with another year missing. So let me paint the picture of the first timeline that a lot of guys choose. Imagine the next 12 months if you do nothing. You got the same job, the same rent, same grocery bills, same weekend scrolling on social media, the same, I'm thinking about going to Thailand conversations, the same YouTube rabbit holes that you go down, the same fear dressed as research. And that's the financial loop. You keep working hard, but the American system keeps eating your paycheck before you can even fully utilize it. Rent costs rise, car costs hit, your debt just sits there, credit cards stay warm. You tell yourself that you're preparing, but your life is not actually moving. And then your physical starts to decline. You get older, heavier, tired, your bones feel more tight, your sleep gets worse, your posture gets worse, your patience gets shorter, and you keep promising yourself that you're gonna get active after the next busy season. And then the dating frustration just compounds. You stay in the same market that already made you invisible. You use the same dating apps, same expensive dates, the same women flaking on you, the same feeling that, hey, I'm a decent guy, but I'm trying to sell myself in a dating market that barely looks at me. And then over time, your risk tolerance starts to shrink. Every year that you're stuck in the matrix, it makes a move overseas seem more scary because you got more obligations, more comfort, more fear, more family pressure, more reasons to wait, and less hunger. And now let's look at the second timeline. What happens if you actually execute? You pick a country, you choose an income path, you get trained, you fix your resume, you apply to jobs, you land overseas, you get stability, and you start collecting real evidence instead of just theories. And here's the first fast 80% of benefits that you're gonna get. The lower costs come fast, the better food comes fast, more sunlight comes fast, more movement comes fast, more social feedback comes fast. The first layer of lifestyle appears quickly once you exit the American cost structure. And everything we just talked about is called geographic arbitrage. You take the same man, the same English ability, the same passport, and the same work ethic, and places it in a country where the cost of survival drops. and his daily life finally has breathing room. And then things start to compound. The first move gives you oxygen, and the long-term life gets built through repetition. Teaching reps, language study, fitness, content, local friendships, dating experience, side hustles, and emotional toughness. So the lifestyle is not magic, it's compounding. The beach life is not just scenery. It's the result of years of better decisions stacked on top of the first move. So the first month gives you proof. The first year gives you momentum. And the next decade builds demand. So let me make this practical for you guys. If you can feel time slipping away while you watch other men living the life that you want, you do not need another fantasy video. You need your actual timeline to get overseas. So that's why I offer a free 15-minute Get Overseas strategy call. When you schedule the call, we can look at your background, your savings, your debt, the country options you're thinking of, and map out your first realistic move. And we can do the call over WhatsApp, Facebook, or Instagram. So click the link in the pinned comment or description of this video. Let's map out your timeline. So here's how inaction compounds negatively. Every year that you wait, the American life gets stickier. More bills, more routines, more expectations, more excuses, more comfort, more fear of losing what little stability you have. And then we got lifestyle inflation. So maybe you get a better job. And maybe one of the first things you're going to think is, hey, I should get a better apartment. And then a better car. And then nicer furniture, subscriptions. And then you get into a relationship with a woman that might not align with your real dream. And your page gets a nice padding inside of it, but it's still a cage. And then your identity starts to decay because you stop seeing yourself as the man who moves and you become the guy who just talks about moving, the guy who knows the visa rules, the guy who comments on all the travel videos, and the guy who gives advice about countries that he's never lived in. The fact is that fear is way more dangerous than failure. Failure gives you feedback, waiting gives you nothing. Failure can be corrected. Waiting just drains the years of your life while making the move feel bigger in your head than it actually is in real life. So connecting this back to my 12-year path overseas, my life on camera didn't just appear from thinking. It came from leaving, teaching, and learning languages, as well as taking some imperfect jobs, dealing with some annoying bosses, living in foreign systems, and building while already being overseas. So the American matrix system doesn't need to stop you. It only needs to make waiting feel responsible. So let me break your fantasy, man. You don't need my 12-year results on day one. You don't need to speak fluent Thai, fluent Chinese, have perfect online income, perfect dating results, perfect confidence, or a flawless plan. You need the first move that gets you on the ground. You need your first 90-day move. That means a real country target, a real income path, real documents, real applications, real training, and real timeline. And here's the first move. Pick the vehicle that's going to get you overseas. Fix your resume. Choose the country. Get teaching certifications only if it serves the route that you're going down. Build a teaching path and start applying. And stop treating research like action. And the first teaching job you get may not be glamorous. The schedule may not be perfect. The boss may be a little annoying sometimes. And the city might not be the city that you're going to stay in forever. But it gets you out of America and into the environment where the next door appears. And here are some of the secret benefits of the first job you get. It gives you structure, income, local exposure, probably solid visa path, and it can be a stepping stone towards other opportunities. So the first job is not your final identity. It's the bridge to the next level. Because a man who demands the perfect setup usually never takes the first step. So now your choice is simple. Keep watching the lifestyle or build the first bridge towards it. And an excellent bridge is English teaching. It can get a normal man inside of a country with structure, income, and a professional role before he has the perfect income route, before he has the perfect remote business, or a giant savings account. And here's the progression for you. First you teach, then you stabilize yourself in that country. Third, you lower your costs. Fourth, you build confidence. You might learn the language. You might create some side income. And then you become the kind of man who can actually live the life that you used to watch on the internet. So it's up to you to choose your timeline. Do you just want to spend another year of watching? Or do you want to take the second timeline where it might be a little bit messy, but it's a first step, and then you build evidence, confidence, and then things start compounding. One path feels safe, but it drains you. The other feels uncomfortable, but it builds you. So if you're interested in taking the path that gets you overseas, sign up for my free 15-minute Get Overseas strategy call. And if you'd like more information about how this whole English teaching thing works, I made a free Quickstart English Teaching guide for you. It gives you an overview of the basic framework of how you can fund your overseas life with English teaching. And it helps you map your first 90-day move overseas based on your background, your savings, your debt, your degree status, and your country options. So I put it in the pinned comment and the description of this video. Click the link and get your free Quickstart English Teaching guide. So yeah, guys, it's time to stop worshiping the overseas life, and it's time to start building your bridge. You do not need the whole 12-year path today. You need the first 90 days. Now choose your timeline, and I'll see you in the next video.